Let's get one thing straight. $1 million isn't what it used to be. You're not buying yachts, penthouses, or flying private forever. But guess what? It is still a game changer. Having $1 million can completely flip your life from stress to stable, from surviving to thriving. The problem? Most people don't know how to make it, and that's why they never do. See, you don't earn your way to $1 million by clocking in and out at a regular job, unless you're a superstar athlete, a chart-topping singer, or a high-level software wizard. For the rest of us, the path looks different. It's not about a fancy title. It's about creating value that people want and trading that value for money. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how regular people are brute forcing their way to $1 million without luck, fame, or a magic startup idea. This is Building a Million, empowering you to construct your financial future brick by brick. So, how long does it take to go from zero to millionaire? Well, it depends. Some do it in 3 years. Others take 10. It all comes down to 4 things: your skills, your technical know-how, your network relationships, and how well you use the tools already in your hands. And if you can dial in on those 4, there's no reason you can't make your first million in just a few years, even if you're flat broke right now. This isn't some get-rich-quick crypto hype or AI secret sauce. We're not here to sell you dreams. We're here to give you steps. Clear ones, practical ones, real ones. So pay close attention, because this video lays out the blueprint, actions you can take today to move the needle in your life. If you can follow through, this might be the turning point you've been waiting for. Here's the truth most people never hear. You can't get rich by staying an employee forever. Why? Because jobs give you linear income. 1 hour, 1 paycheck. You want exponential growth? You need to start a business, even a tiny one, and let it grow. Now, how exactly do you brute force your way to $1 million? Great question. Imagine a map with 10 points on it. Each one marked with a letter from A to J that you start at 0 in the bottom left corner. You've got nothing but an idea in your head and a fire in your chest. No money, no business, just raw potential. Your first mission is to reach point A the moment you decide to start. This is the day you buy a domain, post your first product, or launch your first video. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to exist. From that moment on, you're officially in the game. Let's say you're starting with less than $100. Sounds tough, right? But that's exactly how many real millionaires got going. The trick? You use what's free. Social media is your storefront now. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, these are the new shopping malls, and they don't charge rent. You do the design. You shoot the videos. You write the posts. At this stage, your time is your greatest currency. So you learn, you build, you experiment, you fail, then you adjust. Every day, you take one step forward. You keep moving through the letters. A to B, B to C, that you keep pushing until momentum builds. Most people give up somewhere between A and D, but not you. You understand that the pain is part of the process, that nobody builds wealth without pressure. So instead of waiting for the perfect time, you choose to make now the time, because $1 million isn't going to just land in your lap. You've got to build it, brick by brick, decision by decision, step by step, and that's what we're here to help you do. All right, let's talk about point B, the spot where most people give up. You've been at it for a while now. You've built some things, tried a bunch of ideas, maybe even posted a few things online. People notice, sure, but not much has really changed yet. You're learning, but you're also starting to doubt yourself. It's been close to a year since you got excited about this idea, and it's still crawling. This is where your brain starts whispering, maybe this just isn't going to work. And this is the moment, the test. The B point is the grind zone. You're not getting paid yet, but you are getting better. It's here that most people stop because the results are slow. But here's the truth. This stage is about volume. You'll send 100 DMs and hear back from one. You'll post 100 times before you get your first order. You'll make 100 cold calls before one business gives you a shot. But that one yes, that one reply, it matters. So push, then push again. If it takes 500 tries, do 500. Why? Because this is supposed to change your life. Are you really going to quit in the first 6 to 12 months? Not that you're in it for the long run. And everything you're doing now is building your future. And then it happens. Point see that it's small, but it's real. You finally get a win. Somebody, not your mom, not your best friend, not some pity customer. Someone real pays you for what you offer. That's the moment it hits you. I can actually do this. Suddenly, your effort feels worth it. You realize that if one person pays you, there could be 10 more, or 100, maybe 1,000. And here's the magic. You're still doing everything by yourself. You're the designer, the marketer, the support team, the salesperson, the person packing boxes or answering emails. It's exhausting, but now it feels different. You've proven the concept. It's not just an idea anymore, it's a business. Sure, it's not making you rich yet, but you've crossed a line most people never get to. And now the mission changes. It's time to make it profitable. You keep doing the work. It's hard. No lies. But now you've got a spark to protect. So you keep moving forward one step at a time. Welcome to Point D that you're almost 2 years deep. This thing is starting to move. You've got a few happy customers, money slowly trickling in, and it finally hits you, you're too busy. You're juggling 100 tasks, and you know what? You need help. So you make a bold move. You hire your first employee. It's not a huge team, just one person. But it's a big step. You're still going full speed, working as hard as ever. But now someone's got your back. They're not you. They won't work with your exact drive or precision. But they take weight off your shoulders, and that matters. Now you can breathe a bit. Focus more on growth. The funny part? You're still not paying yourself. The little money that's coming goes straight to that first hire. And you know what? That's okay. Because now you see something you didn't before, a path. That extra help lets you climb faster. Slowly but surely, the numbers start growing. And with that little boost of momentum, you finally reach the next major turning point. Say hello to Point E, where things quietly start falling into place. You're not making headlines, you're not buying Lumbos, but you're winning. The business is moving. You found a simple, reliable way to grow, and you're using it to your advantage. You've got your systems in place. You're bringing in twice the revenue you were before, and most importantly, you know what works. This is where the game shifts to something called scaling. You reinvest everything. No flashy purchases. No crazy lifestyle changes. You're still living lean because you understand the long game. You're not in it to win this weekend. You're here to win for life. So what do? You hire again. Another person to help you grow even faster. And guess what? It works. Sales go up. Clients are happier. You're gaining real traction. But with this growth, you also start feeling overwhelmed because suddenly you realize how much you don't know. This is the real cost. Not money, but ignorance. So now, alongside your business hustle, you start a learning quest. You start reading like crazy. Books about business, sales, branding. You pay for online courses. You show up to networking events, even if you feel awkward or out of place. You spend hundreds, maybe thousands, on seminars, conferences, and mastermind calls. And even though you're not always sure what you're looking for, it's starting to click. You're filling in the gaps. You're picking up on lessons that nobody teaches in school. Real-world tactics, mindset shifts, financial strategies. And while it might feel inefficient at times, trust us, it adds up. So here's the deal. Between Point E and Point F, something big clicks in your brain. You're not stuck because of effort anymore, you're stuck because of knowledge. You simply don't know what to do next. And that's okay. Most people hit this wall. The business is growing. You've got a few solid hires. Money is flowing. And suddenly you realize, whoa, this thing could be huge if I just knew what the next move was. At this stage, you start thinking bigger. You've tested enough to know what works, what doesn't. And for the first time, you're making serious money. More than anything you've made in your entire life. That's when it gets fun. You upgrade everything. better website, improved product design, faster tools, even bulk buying supplies because now you know customers are coming. You're negotiating better deals, saving costs, and pushing margins. Around year 3, this is where you finally feel like a real business owner. You double down again, reinvest more, optimize more, improve more. And this cycle keeps spinning until you hit what we jokingly call the G point. All right, we're not going to pretend the name isn't funny, but the G point is where you crack 6 figures, $100, 000 plus in personal net worth, and suddenly everything feels real. You build something valuable, something people love, and are happy to pay for. You're no longer just figuring things out. You know your business. You understand your customers, your product, your systems, but there's still one giant piece missing: distribution. You got something people want, but not enough people know it exists. This is where marketing becomes your next mountain to climb. You need to reach a lot more people, and not just randomly. You need a sustainable, predictable way to scale your message. You start experimenting with ads, content, SEO, partnerships, but be warned. At this stage, scammers come knocking. They'll promise the world and deliver nothing. Agencies, freelancers, consultants, they all want your money, not your mission. Don't fall for it. Learn the basics yourself first so you can spot the real players from the fakes. It's gonna hurt. You'll make mistakes. You'll waste money. But every lesson brings you closer to mastery. Eventually, you'll find someone legit. Usually not an agency, but a person passionate enough to join your team full-time. And that's when the game really changes. With a full-time marketing person on your team, things slowly start to click. Give them 12 to 24 months, and suddenly, boom, you hit the H point. This is takeoff. Everything starts working at the same time. Your product is great. Your message is clear. Your team is solid. And now, customers are showing up in waves. It's exciting until it isn't, because now you've got a new problem. You can't keep up. Orders are flying in faster than you can fulfill them. You're turning down sales, telling people to wait weeks for delivery. Not because you want to, but because you have to. You've maxed out your current infrastructure. Surprise, growth created a bottleneck. But don't panic. This is a great problem to have. You're making money. And in business, when there's money, there's a solution. You use that cash to hire smarter, bring in more talent, buy better equipment, automate what you can. This is where your company evolves from a small hustle into a real machine. And for the first time ever, you're not the machine. You've got teams in production, sales, marketing. And now, someone else is managing the daily operations. Welcome to the next level. At the H point, you're officially the visionary, not the operator. You've hired a manager to keep the engine running day to day, which frees you up to focus on scale, partnerships, product innovation, and big picture moves. But here's your new challenge: quality. The bigger your company gets, the harder it is to keep everything sharp. And let's be real, your manager, they're not you. They don't obsess over the small details like you do. They're efficient, sure, but they're not fanatical. And sometimes that shows. Customers might start to notice that something's off. It's your job to stay on top of that. Don't lose what made people fall in love with your brand in the first place. The little things, the way you package your product, the personal touch in your emails, the attention to feedback, that's the soul of your business. And it's your responsibility to keep that spirit alive, even as the company grows. The good news? With the right tweaks and the right people in place, the machine keeps running. And now, finally, you can do what you were always meant to do: build bigger. Keep your eyes on the vision. You've climbed this far, but the real summit? It's still ahead. All right, builder, here's where things really start to feel real. You've made it to what we call the I point, and no, it's not just a random letter. The I stand for yourself. Why? Because this is the moment where, for the first time, your hard work starts to pay off in a way you can feel. Your business is not only making money, it's growing fast. We're talking $1 to $5 million a year in revenue. And finally, you can start taking some of that money out for you. No more scraping by or reinvesting every single cent. You've earned it. Now, some people might be confused. Wait, you're making millions, but you're only now taking a little money out? That's because they don't understand how businesses actually work. Between paying employees, covering ad spend, buying tools, handling taxes, and constantly reinvesting in growth. Yeah, it adds up. This stage is special. You're not just surviving anymore. You're building a life with intention. Now here's the tricky part. You can't let lifestyle upgrades get out of control. Just because you're making more doesn't mean you blow it all. This is where smart builders learn to balance reward and responsibility. You upgrade your life slowly. Maybe a nicer home, better vacations, less stress. But you don't let the money change your mindset. You're still focused on growth, not just comfort. And with that, you unlock a superpower, perspective. You can finally zoom out and see your business like a strategist. You start using something called Pareto's Principle, where 20% of your effort drives 80% of your results. So you double down on what works. You ditch distractions. Maybe you shift from selling one product at a time to doing big wholesale deals. Maybe instead of hiring one person, you outsource entire parts of the business to expert teams. These are the moves that keep your growth curve climbing without you burning out. If you stay focused and make the right calls here, you'll eventually hit the J point. J is for joy, because your business is finally taking care of you. At the J point, everything clicks. Your company is not only growing, it's thriving. And so are you. The business is now valued at over $10 million. And for the first time ever, you're not just getting paid. You're getting paid well. You're pulling dividends, rewarding yourself with bonuses, and securing your family's future. This isn't some lucky break. It's the result of years of grinding, failing, adjusting, and growing smarter every step of the way. You built something solid, something real, something that works without needing your every waking minute. So what now? That's up to you. Some people keep going, aiming even higher. Some hire a CEO and step back. Others sell the whole thing and cash out big. Whatever you choose, you've already won. And here's the thing. We could have packaged all this into a pricey workshop or sold it behind a paywall. But we didn't. We gave it to you for free. Why? Because you're one of us, a builder. And all we ask in return is that you subscribe, like the video, drop a comment, and help us grow this community of people chasing something bigger than average. Take a look at that journey. Where are you right now? Are you still grinding through the early stages? Are you finally hitting momentum? Or maybe you're in what we call the valley of disappointment, that rough patch where you've worked so hard but don't see results yet. If that's where you are, don't stop. We promise it gets better. Truth is, if you made it this far in the video, you're already different. Most people clicked off ages ago, but not you. You're still here because you care. You want more. And honestly, you're probably better at making money than you think. You just haven't seen the full payoff yet. Growth never really ends. It just evolves. So from all of us here, thank you for being on this journey with us. We've got so much more to share. Keep building and we'll see you at the next level.